Hey, beauty, I want to remind you how chronic stress can lead to health issues, can lead to chronic health issues. I feel like this cannot be overstated. I was in the car the other day and I tried these techniques that I just learned. They really help me to calm down. And after I did these techniques, I felt sleepy. I was driving on the road. For a couple minutes, I hadn't realized that I missed my turn. So I went back to take my turn, but then I missed my turn again. I was feeling that relaxed. So I really want to share with you the simple things that I did that really helped me to calm down and it just really helped my stress levels. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Before we get into the show, if you want a healthier body, if you want to learn natural health methods, if you want to move away from modern medicine, go ahead, go to herholistichealing.com/free to get my free guide, Holistically Healthy Woman, 4 steps to move away from modern medicine for Christians. With all that being said, let's get into the show. Welcome to Her Holistic Healing. Do you want to move away from modern medicine and learn healthier alternatives for your family? Do you want a healthy body? Do you want to live the life that God intended you to live? Hey, I'm Alexandra. I love Jesus. I'm a wife, mom of 3, author, and registered nurse with years of experience in clinical research. When I started experiencing chronic health issues, I was confused about all the different diets and conflicting opinions. I felt anxious because I couldn't solve the mystery of my health until God showed me that He is the source of true healing. In this podcast, you will learn Bible truths and holistic treatments that will help you to stop relying on pharmaceuticals. You can experience true lasting healing that will allow you to make a greater eternal impact in your home and community. So, what do you say we take a break from the mind numbing humdrum busyness? Let's rest and let God be our healer and helper. Okay, you will never guess what happened to me when I was in the car the other day. I was driving to pick up my daughter from her homeschool co-op. I decided to try something that I just learned. And after I did the thing that I just learned, I felt really, really relaxed to the point where I was driving down the road and I realized that I missed my turn. I didn't even realize that I missed my turn. So I went back so I could make my turn. But once again, I missed my turn. I missed my turn twice because I was so relaxed. So you're probably wondering what I did to feel so relaxed. I actually was so relaxed that I was getting really sleepy. When I was listening to podcasts earlier that day, I was looking at different podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and for 3 of the podcasts that I listened to, the same topic popped up, and that topic was nervous system dysregulation. So, 2 of the ladies that I listened to were talking about ways basically to calm yourself down. So, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. But before I tell you that, let's talk a little bit about our sympathetic nervous system and our parasympathetic nervous system. So, when we think of the sympathetic nervous system, we think of fight or flight, right? We think of something traumatic happening. Our body goes into fight or flight. When we think of our parasympathetic nervous system, we think of resting and digesting. This comes from Chris Kresser's website. During the fight or flight response, the following occurs. Our blood pressure increases. The blood flow increases to our muscles, lungs, and other areas essential for moving away from perceived danger. Blood flow decreases to the digestive and reproductive systems. Stress hormones, such as cortisol and neurotransmitters like epinephrine, increase to make us stronger and faster. And glucose is rapidly released to be burned for quick energy. So that's the sympathetic nervous system. Remember, sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, and then the parasympathetic nervous system. This is what happens when The parasympathetic nervous system is activated usually after a meal or in response to pleasure, and its physical effects are generally opposite those of the sympathetic nervous system reaction. Heart rate and respiration slows, blood pressure drops, intestinal activity increases, blood flow increases to the digestive tract. Neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, which regulates muscle contractions, including cardiac muscle, are released, and stress hormones decrease. So, unfortunately, in our culture today, sometimes we get stuck in that fight or flight response. We're just so busy. We're under stress because of finances or relationship issues or problems at work. We go from task to task and then we just get so anxious. Sometimes we can't sleep at night. Like my husband would say things like, I just can't turn off my brain. So many of us are like this. And of course, if we have kids, if our kids are a little on the young side and things are chaotic around us, that's when people like me, we turn into the mean mommy and we start yelling. So I've really been trying to work on this, but it's really difficult. And I think a part of it is nervous system dysregulation. This topic that popped up three times on three different podcasts that I listened to. So I checked out this episode. It's called the Calm Mom podcast. Michelle Grosser is the host. You can check out episode 304. It's such a great episode. She talks about these breathing techniques and these other ways that you can calm yourself down. I have heard of these breathing techniques. Well, maybe not the exact same ones, but I've been told before that breathing is super important. I remember in high school, in gym class, we would have some sessions where we would just do some deep breathing. And I thought it was kind of dumb and hogwash, but I'll go over the breathing techniques with you, and I really want you to try them because I kid you not, like I was saying at the beginning of this episode, when I did them, I was in the car. The breathing techniques really helped me to relax. I felt sleepy and I missed my turn twice. So, these breathing techniques can really be a game changer for you because think about it. If you are constantly in this fight or flight state, your body is basically not allowing yourself to digest the food that you're eating well. You're not resting well. You're basically bathing in stress hormones. All of this leads to disease, right? All of this leads to symptoms, health symptoms. That is why it cannot be overstated that stress is so bad for our body. So, the good news is that we can teach ourselves the tools to help our bodies relax. So, the first technique is called the physiological sigh. I'm going to read this part of this article from the University of Wisconsin in Madison, their website. It says intentional sighs are particularly effective for reducing tension for people who have higher anxiety levels. To begin with, simply stated, the physiological sigh method consists of a breathing pattern consisting of two inhales through the nose, followed by an extended exhale through the mouth. The first breath through the nose is almost to capacity, followed by one more quick nasal inhale that further pop open the air sacs in the lungs. This is followed by an extended exhale. Just 1 to 3 cycles of this breathing technique can make a noticeable difference in reducing your stress. It's as simple as that, and it takes only a few seconds. When we are stressed, we breathe more shallowly and carbon dioxide builds up in our bloodstream, which can make us feel agitated and jittery. Physiologically, this breathing technique works by reinflating the sacs in our lungs, and the longer exhale rapidly offloads excess carbon dioxide, providing an immediate sense of increased calm. Additionally, our heart rate declines and oxygen levels go up, contributing to a greater sense of calmness. So you can go to episode 304 of the Calm Mom podcast. She does a really great job explaining how to do this, or you can just look up physiological sigh. I'm sure you can find a ton of videos on that. I tried to demonstrate it just now, but you probably won't be able to hear it on the audio. So just look up physiological sigh, or you can rewind and just follow the directions that I gave. I did this maybe 3 times, and then I also did some box breathing. So here's what box breathing is. This comes from an article from Healthline. Box breathing, also known as square breathing, is a technique used when taking slow, deep breaths. It's also called four square breathing. This technique can be beneficial to anyone, especially those who want to meditate or reduce stress. It's used by everyone from athletes to U.S. Navy SEALs, police officers, and nurses. You may find it particularly helpful if you have a lung disease, such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Step 1, slowly exhale. Slowly exhale through your mouth, getting all the oxygen out of your lungs. Focus on this intention and be conscious of what you're doing. Step 2, slowly inhale. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose to the count of 4. In this step, count to 4 very slowly in your head. Feel the air fill your lungs one section at a time until your lungs are completely full and the air moves into your abdomen. Step 3, hold your breath. Hold your breath for another slow count of 4. Step 4, exhale again. Exhale through your mouth for the same slow count of 4, expelling the air from your lungs and abdomen. Be conscious of the feeling of the air leaving your lungs. Step 5, hold your breath again. Hold your breath for the same slow count of 4 before repeating this process. The article says the slow holding of breath allows CO2 to build up in the blood, and increased blood CO2 enhances the cardio-inhibitory response of the vagus nerve when you exhale and stimulates your parasympathetic system. This produces a calm and relaxed feeling in the mind and body. Box breathing can reduce stress and improve your mood. That makes it an exceptional treatment for conditions such as generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, post traumatic stress disorder, and depression. It can also help treat insomnia by allowing you to calm your nervous system at night before bed. Box breathing can even be efficient at helping with pain management. When I was preparing for the birth of my first baby, I took the Bradley method class with my husband. I forgot what kind of breathing technique they were teaching there, but I do remember that the type of breathing that they taught was really good at helping reduce the pain during labor. But anyway, I've been doing this box breathing and this physiological sigh for about a week now. I do it when I feel calm and I do it when I don't feel calm. It's been just a great practice because I feel like there's so many times, especially at the end of the day, where I just feel so jittery, so on edge, and so irritated. But when I just do this breathing, it really helps to calm me down. So I just had to share it with you. I think one of the things that frustrates me about being in the holistic health space is the fact that a lot of people don't believe that the simplest things can really transform your health in huge ways. And the reason why people don't believe in these simple things is because they just seem so simple. And the truth is, things like this, these breathing techniques, they are really simple, but that's just how good God is, right? He's so good that He allowed us to have this tool, breathing, that helps us to calm down and helps our bodies to rest and helps our bodies heal just by breathing. I mean, these things are so simple, but to me, like I said, it just blows my mind and shows me how good God is because He's given us such simple tools for us to get better. So I really hope that you try this. I think I did like just 2 or 3 physiological sighs in the car. I did maybe 4 rounds of box breathing, and like I said, I felt really calm. I started to feel sleepy. I missed my turn twice. So this will really help you to lower your stress level. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that if you've been listening to this show for a while and you have not given this show a review, I hope that you will take a couple minutes to write me a written review and or share the podcast with a friend. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening today. If you like what you heard, would you take a minute to leave the show a review? If you want to connect with me, you can join me in my free community. The link is in the show notes, or go to herholistichealing.com. Matthew 11. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls.
For you is easy and my burden is light.
This content is for informational purposes only and is not meant to be medical advice.